Hi there, Jack Howarth here and Craig from Corby Tennis Centre. Today we're going to be continuing our Let's Talk About series and we're going to be talking about what's in a racket bag. Stay tuned, after this we are going to do a 90-second grip challenge to see if we can get an overgrip off and back on within the 90 seconds that you get at a change of ends, so stay tuned for that.
Should be a fun challenge. So what we're going to start with some rackets. It seems an obvious place to start. This is my bag, my rackets. I tend to keep mine in good order, and I know exactly which way round I'm going to be using them. So I've got them both out here to show you, because this is one with an older restring in it. You can see from the logo that's starting to wear a little bit. This one is brand new restring, ready to go, so I can get it out of my racket bag in a couple of seconds if I need to. I also keep a third, which is also brand new. Keep that in cellophane. The reason behind that is so that it protects the grip and protects the strings. The thermo bags are really good for protecting now, which we'll go on to in a second. But the reason that I do that and I keep one in cellophane and another one brand new ready to go is because when I was 14 I went through 6 rackets in one match. I was the British number 2 playing against the British number 1. It was a long 3-setter. I broke all 4 of mine and my parents' rackets at the same time. So from that day on, I learned that I've got to keep them brand new. So I only ever have one on the go at a time.
Just worth mentioning that a lot of modern racket bags now will have some thermo casing in there. Just helps insulate the racket bags a bit better and protect them from the heat. Rackets can go under a lot of stress when it is really hot, so don't leave them in the car on a really hot day. You can still have frames warping. You may have seen with old-fashioned wooden rackets, you've got the presses and the clamps to keep the heads from warping. The same thing can happen now, so just be careful. It affects the strings as well as the frame. There are so many reasons not to keep rackets in the car on a really hot day, and the new racket bags are really good at just helping give that extra protection to your rackets. So we've talked about what's on the racket side. There are plenty of other bits in the racket bag, so let's have a look at that. We're going to start with balls. Always a good idea to carry a can of balls with you. Operate under the assumption that no one else you're playing with is going to have balls with them, especially good ones. There's no reason not to have them. They don't have to be brand new every time, but just keep a decent can of balls in there because you never know when you're going to need them. The next thing we're going to go through is a towel. Good to have on court on a hot day. It's useful to have them in between points at changeovers. Just gives you something to regroup, keep at the back of the court. It can help you with your routine just to help you calm down and get ready for the next point. And even more importantly, when if you're playing 2 matches in a day, or even if you've only just played 1 match and you're going home, if you can get a shower in at the club, it's a good idea. Just freshen up, especially if you have another match coming up. Some good benefits from getting in the shower immediately, some good physiological stuff, and it also just helps you keep mentally fresh. So keep a towel in there that's good for both of those things.
It's important for your recovery, isn't it? As
Absolutely.
you said, even between matches or at the end of the day before you're travelling home. I would always keep a cap in my bag. Just it's a hot day today. This would be perfect sort of conditions when a hat could be really useful to wear when you're at the end facing into the sun. Sweatbands, exactly the same. I've always got a bunch of sweatbands in there. I tend to perspire quite a lot, so I have to have a need for that. We would always carry grips. This is Jack's pack, so he has his replacements. As we've mentioned before, I have my over grips. We are planning on doing a 90-minute challenge. Sorry, 90-second challenge even.
90 minutes would be quite easy to do a grip, I think.
So we're going to do a 90-second challenge. That's the time you get at the change of ends, and you may need to replace your grip in. So we're going to have a go at that, which should be a bit of fun. So I hope you stay tuned till the end of this, and you'll get to see it.
The next thing is a shoe bag. Really good to have in there, especially when you're playing on clay courts or grass courts. You get a lot of muck and dirt into your shoes, and you should change your shoes. When you get onto court, you should put your tennis shoes on, and just before you're about to leave the court, you should change into something else. Running shoes, a lot of players wear flip-flops now just to let their feet breathe because they probably smell quite a lot after you play. But you want to make sure you have a shoe bag just so that you don't get all that muck on the inside of your racket bag where you've got your towel. You should have a change of clothes in, just the essentials, so some underwear, shorts, another tennis shirt, maybe sweatpants or something like that. Because you never know what's going to happen on court. You could fall over and tear a pair of shorts or get clay or grass on your shorts or your t-shirt. So good idea to have something else to change into. And you definitely don't want all the muck from your shoes getting caked on the inside of your racket bag.
particularly with specialist shoes. Jack's mentioned about grass court shoes, and they have before, and they've got pimples on them. If you wear them around as you're walking around the club on the pathways and things, they'll wear flat in no time at all, and then they'll be absolutely useless when you need them on the grass. And the same with the clay court shoes. They often have deeper ridges, so they'll compact with the clay into those. And as he said, the last thing you want is that getting all over everything else.
Absolutely. The next thing we've got is food. This is just an example. It's an energy bar. It's useful to have some things in there. Sometimes you need a bit of a sugar kick, in which case it's okay to have some sugary sweets. I have jelly babies, or I did. I don't really eat them anymore, but I used to have them quite a lot just for a quick energy hit right at the end of a match. If you're struggling after the first set or so, you might need something that's a bit slower release. People have been going to bananas for a long time, that sort of thing, that's just going to help keep your energy up for a little bit longer. Linked in with that is drinks. Need to make sure you have water. You should be hydrating very often. Little and often is the way that most people say you should go, and that includes water and energy drinks, specifically electrolyte drinks. They're really important to help replenish all the energy that you're going to lose over the course of a match or even a tough practice session. So we're getting towards the end now. We've got some resistance bands in here. Really good if you're going through any kind of injury rehab, or if you're just particularly conscientious, which you should be, trying to prevent any injuries coming up. There are many different things you can do with these. I think we'll get to that in one video. There are good shoulder protocols to go through just to help warm everything up with some different exercises before you get onto the court. You'll see a lot of pros using these in training sessions, especially the ones going through injuries, but even the guys that are just trying to prevent anything bad happening.
Yeah.
Getting towards the end here, so we do have the bag in a bag. This is a separate video. We're going to go through this generally for players that are competing a little bit more. We have some little odds and ends, still things that are important here, but we're going to leave that for another video. So we've gone through most of the racket bags, so now we're going to get into our 90-second grip challenge. Let's see what we can do.
I haven't done this in this sort of time for many, many years. Not sure that Jack's ever tried to do it in 90 seconds, but we're going to give it a go.
We are going to give it a go. So we've both got rackets that have an overgrip on them. So in the 90 seconds, we've got to take the overgrips off and get these on as best we can in 90 seconds. So it could be a bit ropey, but let's see. We've got 90 seconds on the clock. Ready?
Ready.
Go.
Now's the fiddly bit, the cellophane on the outside that's thin, and you really don't want that to rip halfway down. Stick the end on.
Come on.
And start wrapping with a little bit of tension, just to stretch that grip out a little bit. That way we prevent little gaps from opening up as you're playing, which is exactly what you want to do. Come on, Jack, where are you?
Halfway. Plenty of time.
You're halfway?
No, halfway in time.
Ah, yeah, that doesn't really count.
So you got to try and get some speed up here when you're getting it going, but looks like...
I've finished, pretty much.
How has he done it?
And I'd have time for a drink. Yes!
I'm still going. I've still got 17 seconds left.
You have? And it looks so neat.
Oh, so good.
I could have had time to cut mine at the end even.
Ah! 7.
6 seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's out. That was a good effort.
Not bad. There we go. 90 seconds done.
Yeah.
Not a bad effort. I think we know who won.
And it's in one piece.
It's in one piece. So there we go, 90-second grip challenge. Thanks for tuning in. Please leave your comments and suggestions below. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we hope to see you next time.
Yeah, for the bag in the bag.
For the bag in the bag.